And speaking of the Hawks, man, did you see how they cracked down on Trae Young not playing a game? The league kind of cracked them over the head and charged them 100 grand and did a
Yeah.
private investigation with their own doctor.
Oh
That's how
yeah.
much the league does not want teams benching stars for load management. They are not playing no more.
That's
They
good, man. I mean, dude, how much more can you flex? How much more can you flex the days? You know?
Yeah, but the Hawks, they actually sat him down for one of the in-season tournament games, right? For the Emirates Cup.
Yeah. And the incident tournament is trying to be the moneymaker for the NBA.
Yep, the NBA is definitely trying to crack down, but the Hawks are maintaining that Trae Young was actually hurt. They're actually standing by
Yeah.
it, but the league hired their own doctor to investigate the
Look,
situation. Yeah, the
the
league.
league is gonna be a dictatorship, bro.
Yeah.
The league is a dictatorship now. Like I think the player movement, they're seeing a lot of money loss. And look, the league, do the players deserve the blame? Fuck no. But like, you know what? They don't. Do they? Should they hold blame? Sure, but not 100% of it.
No, I think with the player movement, there was a few mistakes. Like what LeBron
I think that.
did was fine. He was a free agent. But the only mistake with the player movement is what Kevin Durant did. You don't re-sign
Yeah,
with your team and then ask to be traded. That shit was not a good look. Same thing for Anthony Davis. What he did down there in New Orleans, that was not a
yeah.
good look.
Sitting the season out
Yeah,
was
that
not a
was
good
not a
look.
good look. And they were winning. They were winning in the beginning of
But,
that year. If you look at
but
the
I think
record.
even load management, bro. Like I don't think they like the idea of Kawhi sitting every other 3 days, every other 2 days at this point.
Yeah, and
Or
also
Joel,
and also getting paid.
yeah, and Embiid has been very shameless about it this year.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah,
amount of money these guys are making, it's gonna increase, and it's not a good PR thing to see a guy making 80 mil a year gets to sit out games, and then you ask the fans to come in and pay the money for the
yeah.
tickets, and they don't get to see it.
Buy the
It's not a
jerseys.
it's not a good look. It's not a good
Yeah,
look.
I mean, dude, imagine like this: you're an owner, and you hear and you see Paul George resting for the game for a game, but then 3 hours later you see this is podcast P.
Yeah, yeah. The optics are not right.
Yeah,
You're right. There's a social media aspect to it too. Everyone's more
yeah,
accessible.
yeah. So like, you're watching him get more money, right? While you're forking over more money to him.
Yes, it's kind of tough, but
Yeah,
there's gonna be some casualties. Some players are actually gonna be hurt, and they're gonna be kind of forced to. I think the league is gonna calm down on the situation, but when the load management era kind of passes by, you know what I mean? Like they're
yeah,
gonna they're gonna be strict now, but eventually down the line, they're gonna dial it back a little bit because right now the NBA they got that stink on them, man. They do have the load management. It's a stench that's really on the league. It's like people, certain casual fans that don't really watch the league as hard. The aura around the NBA is that guys are gonna take the night off or guys are not going as hard during the regular
yeah,
season. Like that's the aura around the league, and I think Adam Silver is trying to find a way with situations like this with the Hawks with the independent doctor and finding
yeah,
the team 100 grand. This is his way of kind of putting it out there that we're gonna whip these guys back into shape. Not necessarily we're trying to be the bad guy, but we're trying to get rid of the load management aura that's around the NBA. That narrative, sometimes the narrative is just too loud. It's too loud.
I mean, bro, when ESPN is talking about it, you're in a bad spot.
Yeah, it's just when your everyday casual talks about it, and it's they're watching NBA Twitter and all social media sites. That's pretty much
NBA
the
Twitter is one of
narrative.
the biggest sports communities online.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's the instant feedback. That's the instant feedback, and like I said, the league is in a transition. Their TV partners just paid a shit ton of money for all these packages, and they're not trying to hear, why we got this game on Amazon, but yet the NBA, we just paid all this money for the game,
yeah.
and we got Joel Embiid sitting out. Meanwhile, this guy was
Let's
just
watch Andre
dancing at a
Drummond play
party.
basketball. You have to watch Andre Drummond play basketball, or Paul George sits out, and then 2 hours later is a podcast P episode with him and his boys. And like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think the medicals too. I don't know if these guys, I don't know what's the medical situation like on the reporting, if teams share it,
Yeah,
but some of these players, I think they have chronic problems, and either teams are hiding it or players are dealing with their own doctors, and certain situations are being hidden. Because I don't understand Paul George. He's kind of been under this like load management for a while,
yeah,
and it's I don't know. It's strange, and especially for him to get the max deal. Like it's not like he came in with a strong reputation to get that max deal.